You know that moment in a meeting when it's your turn to speak, and even though you technically know what you're talking about, you suddenly feel like a complete amateur? That's bad, isn't it? I've been there. Here's the good news. Sounding confident in meetings is not about having all the answers. It's about structure, tone and delivery, and the difference between that seemed a bit unsure and that was sharp, I liked it, usually comes down to a few habits. My name's Marcel and I'm a chartered manager with over 20 years of experience in presentation. I've done everything from small training sessions for groups of 2 to selling projects to C-level executives, and I almost always loved it. So if you're a new manager and you want to speak with authority, even when you're still figuring things out behind the scenes, this one's for you. Let's get into it. First, let's kill a myth. You don't need to sound smart. You need to sound clear. When people hear you speak in a meeting, they're not judging you on IQ points. They're assessing on few things. Do I trust the person? Do they seem in control? Do I want to follow their lead? And that judgment happens fast, sometimes in the first sentence. So here's rule number 1. The way you say it matters just as much as what you say, or maybe even more. The biggest trap is diving straight into details. New managers do this all the time. You get asked for a quick update or to present something and you immediately start with the nitty-gritty. Yeah, so we're about 37% through the deliverables, but there was a dependency of the UX side that pushed back one of the cards. Stop. No one knows what you're talking about yet. And worse, you've lost the room's attention in under 10 seconds. That's the first trap, jumping into details without framing them. It makes you sound like you're in the weeds instead of control, and that's not confidence, that's panic disguised as knowledge. Here's what to do instead. Always speak top down. Start with the headline, then add layers of detail if asked or if context requires it. Top-down communication means you lead with a big idea, then you give the key points, and then you fill in extra details if needed. Let's take an example. Imagine you're giving a quick update on a project. Instead of, we finished the new UI but ran into a bug on the Android version on the QA head, try this. The project is back on track. The new UI is done. We had a small QA snag on Android, but it's been handled. See the difference? The first one sounds reactive. The second sounds calm and in control. Even if your content is the same, the structure changes how you're perceived. The reason why we tend to go back about it incorrectly comes from the way we tell stories. We keep them linear, but presenting this way isn't the best idea. So start with the context and fill in details afterwards. Now, confidence in meetings isn't just performance. It starts before you even walk into the room. Here's a 3-minute prep routine that makes a huge difference. Number 1, know your key message. What's the one thing you want people to walk away with? Write that down, it'll focus your delivery. Number 2, summarize in 1 sentence. Imagine someone asks, so how's the project? In the lift. What's your 1-line answer? Number 3, think in headlines. Bullet point your main updates or contributions like newspaper headlines. This makes it way easier to stay top down when you speak. You won't freeze, you won't ramble or default into the weeds. You're ready to lead the conversation. Here's an underrated trick that screams confidence. Pause. When you finish sentence, stop. Let it land. New managers tend to rush because silence feels awkward. But confident people don't fill every second. They speak, they pause, and they let others catch up. The pause is where your authority lives. Next one. People don't just listen to your words. They're reading your posture, your face, your hands, your eyes. So here's what to do in a face-to-face meeting. Sit or stand upright. No slouching, no shrinking. Keep your hands visible and relaxed. No hiding them under the table or nervously fiddling. Make eye contact when you speak. 1 person per sentence is a good rule. I'll show you why it matters. I'll give you the same advice but without listening to myself. Sit or stand upright, no slouching or shrinking. Keep your hands visible and relaxed. No hiding them under the table or nervously fiddling. And make eye contact. 1 person per sentence is a good rule. Different, isn't it? If you're seated at the table, lean in slightly when it's your turn. It shows engagement and confidence without trying too hard. And no, you don't need power poses. You just need not to look like you're trying to disappear. Another key point is that your tone and pace make a huge difference. Here's what works. Speak slightly slower than your normal talking pace. Keep your tone lower than your nervous energy wants it to be. Avoid trailing off at the end of sentences. That last one's a big deal. When you trail off, so yeah, that's kind of where I guess we are. It sounds like you're asking for permission. Instead, end your sentences like you mean them. This is the current status. This is what we're doing next. This is the risk area that we're watching now. It doesn't need to be dramatic. Just steady. Every time you speak in a meeting, think of your contribution like a mini presentation. You structure, because structure is confidence, and the simplest format is point, context, impact. Let's say you're recommending a new tool. Don't just say, I think we should switch to X. Try this. Here's my recommendation. We need a new tool. Right now, tool Y is slowing us down with manual steps, and switching to X would save about 4 to 6 hours per week across the whole team. Point, context, impact. Clear, concise, and confident. One of the fastest ways to ruin your credibility is by trying to bluff your way through something. I said it a million times, but just to repeat myself, managers don't need to know everything. They need to know what matters and how to find answers when they don't have them. And if someone asks you a question you're not sure about, say this. Good question. I don't have info on hand, but I'll follow this after. No rambling, no apologizing, just own it, park it, and move on. That sounds way more confident than trying to muddle your way through. But sometimes confidence isn't about what you say, it's about what you don't say. When managers get nervous, they tend to over-justify. They say things, then they say them again 3 different ways, then explain why they said it. Just cut it. Say your point once clearly and then stop. The moment you start padding it out, you dilute your authority and the message itself. Confident managers don't freak out when they challenge. They welcome it. And if someone pushes back, stay steady. Try this. Oh, that's a fair challenge. Let me clarify my thinking. Or, I see where you're coming from. Here's why I landed here. You're not trying to win a fight. You're showing you can hold your ground without becoming defensive. And that is absolute confidence. Let's wrap it up with some quick fire tips. Don't start sentences with I think, just say the thing. Avoid filler phrases like just, sort of, or kind of. They weaken your point. Watch your volume. Louder isn't always better, but whispering makes you sound unsure. Always have a notepad in front of you, not for reading, but to show that you came prepared. And end your comments with a full stop, not a question mark. Let your voice land. Look, no one's born sounding confident in meetings. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned. So if you're new to managing, don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being clear, structured, and calm. Lead with headlines, use pauses, stay top, down, and don't dive into weeds. Confidence isn't loud, it's controlled clarity. You've got this. If this helped you in any way, like and subscribe, and please let me know what is the most challenging part of when you're presenting. It's a subject that we'll come back to again, and I would love to know your thoughts. For the time being, however, I'll see you in the next one.